This one's wife. Love like a mother. Yeah, right. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Narcissists are hypocrites. The key is to being able to see that you're dealing with a hypocrite. The reason that a narcissist is a hypocrite is because the narcissist doesn't function with the consistency that a non-narcissist does. Everybody, narcissists and non-narcissists, have the capacity to be hypocrites. I regularly make it clear to people that the behaviours that a narcissist engages in can also be engaged in by non-narcissists. Those behaviours aren't exclusive to the narcissist. For instance, a narcissist can use physical violence as a non-narcissist can do so. But it is the frequency, depth, and, most importantly of all, the driver behind the behaviours that allows one to distinguish between the actions of a narcissist and the responses of a non-narcissist. With the hypocrisy of the narcissist, this arises because the narcissist is not fixed to anything. Fixing the narcissist in the sense of a consistent view, a sense of accountability, culpability, are all shackles on the narcissist and therefore go to threaten control. It therefore follows that the narcissist must be allowed to do what he wants, that she can say what she wants, and that the narcissist is unfettered in those actions and those words. This is because that all that matters to the narcissist, subconsciously in most instances, is the pursuit of the prime aims. The necessity of achieving control, nullifying threats to control, drawing that luscious, invigorating fuel, acquiring those character traits and garnering those residual benefits. Those are the things that matter, and the narcissist must achieve those things irrespective of anything else. That means that the truth as you understand it is invariably sacrificed against the altar of the prime aims. Consistency of approach is sacrificed on that altar. Consistency of events that have occurred is shattered, chewed up by the necessity to revise history. The narcissist can tell you that the football is white, then insist that it's black, and then say that it was neither, it had always been orange, without batting an eyelid. The reason being, so long as the changing of the colours of the football enables that narcissist to get the prime aims from you, then those descriptions of the colours will change. The narcissist will talk about how important it is to behave in a moral fashion, and then go and engage in immoral behaviours. Why? Because when that narcissist stands in front of a crowd and talks about behaving in a moral fashion, that manages the facade, which causes an appreciative response from that crowd, demonstrating they are under control and giving that narcissist fuel. Later on, the narcissist wants to draw fuel by virtue of sleeping with prostitutes. He engages in that behaviour, which many would deem as immoral behaviour. He sees nothing wrong in behaving that way because his narcissism doesn't allow him to see the hypocrisy of his actions. He can stand there and talk about family values and acting in a moral fashion in front of a crowd to pursue those prime aims of control and fuel, and similarly, he doesn't see anything wrong with then acting in a way that is contradictory to what he has said, because sleeping with that prostitute enables him to assert control over that individual, draw fuel from them, and gain the residual benefit of enjoying the rumpy-pumpy. Thus, the narcissism precludes the narcissist from seeing the hypocrisy. In some instances, with aware narcissists, they know that they're being a hypocrite, but they simply don't care, because there's no machinery to make them care. There's no conscience, no guilt, no sense of remorse. It's very much needs must. This one's wife is repeatedly shown to be a hypocrite because she faces so much scrutiny. And perhaps one area where she repeatedly shows her hypocrisy is that in relation to being a mother. She regularly espouses the virtues of being a mother, how she loves being a mother, that it's wonderful being a mother. Fair enough, she's allowed to have such an opinion. But of course, the immediate response from many people is, what do you know about being a mother? You're hardly ever with your children. You're always swanning off somewhere without them, going to Whistler, Dusseldorf, The Hague, Portugal, Jamaica, New York, wherever it might be, and where are the children? You're never seen with them. You're never seen doing anything with them. We know that you have a staff. They're the ones that are probably dealing with them, if, of course, you accept that they exist. We also know, as a consequence of the fact that this one's wife is a narcissist, that the way that she treats her children and the way that she behaves towards them will be different from that of somebody who has genuine emotional empathy. I've explained elsewhere the way the dynamic works between her and those children. Simply put, there are yet more appliances that are there to serve her needs. She comes before them, which is the antithesis of good parenting. Notwithstanding the fact that she's hardly ever seen with them, that she swans around without them, this one's wife loves to remind you of the fact that she's a mother, and that she loves being a mother, and that she is a good mother. And she's at it again. As a consequence of the jam drive that we're witnessing, Victoria Ward in the Telegraph reports, this one's wife poses in charity t-shirt to support friend who promoted her jam. Duchess of Sussex photographed wearing outfit emblazoned with the words, "Love like a mother." So a little bit of the old quid pro quo, a bit of you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, you promote my jam and I'll wear a t-shirt in relation to your charity. The Duchess of Sussex has posed in a charity t-shirt to support a close friend who promoted her jam. This one's wife, 42, was photographed wearing an Alliance of Moms top, emblazoned with the words, "Love like a mother." The charity was founded by her friend Kelly McKee-Zaffin, a former model who is one of a handful of women who have this week loyally promoted the Duchess's new lifestyle venture on Instagram. Ms. Zaffin posted a picture on the social network of the pair wearing the t-shirts, along with further images of herself with this one's wife and her Suits co-star Abigail Spencer. She said the Love Like a Mother campaign had been launched to coincide with US Mother's Day, which is on May the 12th, with proceeds from the sale of the t-shirts set to be ploughed back into the charity. The 44-year-old wrote, "When we speak about the people in our lives who lift us up when you need it with undeniable force of pure love, I think of these two. You inspire me, you pick me up when I need it, and you love like a mother. Thank you for continuing to support the @Alliance of Moms, for supporting this campaign and our youth. In doing so, you are supporting the mission to build bright futures for young parents who have experienced foster care." Earlier this week, Ms. Zaffin shared a snap of this one's wife's American Riviera Orchard retirement home, Strawberry Jam, nestled in a bowl of lemons, writing, "Oh, just a taste of what's to come. So proud of you, M, at American Riviera Orchard." The two women have known each other for years, having met through this one's wife's first husband, Trevor Engelson, former intimate partner Primary Source, who is friends with Miss Zaffin's husband, Julian, an entertainment lawyer. The pair went on a skiing trip to Utah together in March with a third mutual friend, Pilates instructor Heather Dorak. It then talks about that trip, which we needn't go back over old ground. Alliance of Mums supports pregnant and parenting teenagers in the foster care system in Los Angeles. The Duchess has long championed the charity. She has recently been supporting Miss Zaffin following the sudden death of her 9-year-old son George, who was found unresponsive at the family home in July 2022. The Sussexes donated $5,000 to a GoFundMe fundraising page in the names of their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, after his death. Ms. Zaffin has previously described this one's wife as an incredible friend and mother, adding that she was always the first to say yes and support those you love. Accordingly, this one's wife is managing her facade once again by appearing in a t-shirt. It's a benign act for her friend to wear the t-shirt, but it is a form of manipulation because it comes from a narcissist. And naturally, she poses in this t-shirt and then has that publicised for the purposes of her own facade management and the control over the readership. Naturally, many people will undoubtedly find that the charity's aims become subsumed by the fact that it involves this one's wife. And that same effect comes to bear. That rather than people be interested in the actual charity that is being promoted by Kelly Zaffin, but rather that people will say, here she is again, more self-promotion, more hypocrisy, more this one's wife trying to make out that she's a good mother. And unfortunately, for the good intentions of Kelly McKee Zaffin and trying to involve her friend, the involvement of this one's wife overshadows the aims. This is the problem of involving a near universally disliked narcissist such as this one's wife. Lacking any charisma, disliked by so many, you involve her at your peril because the reaction is, oh, that's interesting. That sounds like a good charity and worthwhile. It's this one's wife again. Look at her hair. Look at her grin. Look at her veneers. Look at her self-publicising, etc. And thus the attempts of Kelly McKee Zaffin to promote her charity become lost because all the talk is about this one's wife, which of course is precisely what this one's wife wants. She doesn't give a rat's ass about the charity. She just wants to be seen to be supporting it so it makes her look good. It's part of her facade management. Thus, we see the hypocrisy of a woman who barely bothers with her children, talking about love like a mother, engaging in some facade management. But let's now dive below the line and find out, what are the reactions of those that have read this article? Are they moved to learn more about the charity, perhaps donate, or do they become distracted by the presence of this one's wife? Martin Lincoln writes, what the hell do we want to know about her and a bloody jam for? Fairly forthright observation from Mr. Lincoln there, unsurprising. Evelyn Allen, am I the only person who inwardly cringes every time I see that ghastly woman? Rosie Lee responds, definitely not. Peter Smith adds, you are not alone. Ash Delacroix, must we be forced to witness this woman's midlife crisis and utter vanity and vapidness? She was a 2-bit actress with a small lifestyle blog who married into royalty and was determined at any and all costs to be the centre of attention, what kids today call main character syndrome. She wasn't a main character in her own TV show, and she isn't central to royal circles any longer. She is an irrelevance that is held up by the media for clicks. Charles Gordon, get this off here. I despise seeing either of their faces. Janice Lanning, it's a pity that all the love couldn't be extended to this one's wife's own family and that of Harry's. What an utterly contemptible person she is. Charles Gordon, story put in the DT Royal section. After multiple removed, it appears the algorithm does not allow me to disagree that the woman is not a royal. Brendan Barron, known each other for years and still speaking. Not normal for this one's wife's friendships. Must be money in it. Aberrant apostrophe explains it's okay. It's just a business relationship. Sergeant Serious, love thy father, having Lady Macbeth promote your business is like giving it the kiss of death. Emma Morley, this one's wife is a ridiculous woman and an embarrassment. The more she throws herself at us, the more we see her narcissistic colours. I feel so sorry for the good people of Sussex. You deserve so much better. Honest Banker, why the article? Who cares what she does or does not do? successfully manipulates Harry, does anything and everything to stay in the limelight, obsessive, desperate, B-rated actress, irrelevant. Susie Parr responds, I think you're being very kind in calling her a B-rated actress. I would say she's around the Z list. Lynn Carroll, dear this one's wife, phone your father. Carla Cottrell, is this one's wife aware that she has kids? She always seems to be somewhere else, not with them. Austin Morris, what a revolting little tart she is. S. Christie, good luck, friend. She'll be your best friend until she won't. Rosemary Walker, yet another jammy dodger. Chris P. Nugget, another This One's Wife advert, which has no newsworthiness whatsoever. John Adams, the narcissistic self-congratulatory circle she moves in. It's just sad. Shamel Duggins, she's desperately afraid of any negative press. J. O'Neill, why is the Telegraph pandering to the juvenile narcissism of this puerile cretin? Please, no more. And on it goes. Comments about flying away in a private jet and not being with the children, repeated proclamations of not interested, talking about how narcissistic she is. Anything about the charity? No. Anything about how worthwhile the charity is? No. It is sustained and repeated criticism of this one's wife, which individuals such as Kelly McKee-Zaffen ought to realise that, yes, you're getting publicity for your charity, but it's actually not good publicity because people aren't talking about your charity. They see the T-shirt and they just end up talking about this one's wife, and it's all critical. This is why the fashion houses and the cosmetic giants and the other media companies don't get involved with this one's wife. They know she is lazy, they know she's entitled, but most of all they recognise that she is the kiss of death. Involve her in your project and it'll be Facade. Involve her in something that you're doing, it'll become unpopular, snubbed, criticised and ridiculed. And this is why so many people are steering clear of her. And this is yet another example of how, driven by her narcissism and the incessant need to have publicity, which enables her to control and seek fuel, to manage that facade, causes her to continue to be disliked and increasing that level of dislike to the extent that it actually acts in the detriment of a worthwhile charity. Remains to be seen whether individuals such as Kelly McKee-Zaffen will wake up to this fact and start to distance themselves from this one's wife. It might be difficult whilst her tendrils are wrapped around them. The fact is, narcissism causes her to behave this way, and this is the result. In effect, being markled once again with a barrage of criticism and the charity being completely ignored. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.